introduce everybody. We have Miranda Jones, who's here for Tanaya Leonard, and also George Vasquez, who is here to speak on behalf of Kelly Marie Vasquez. I'm Katrina, and I'm here to represent Kaya Anna Taylor. So first things first, Miranda, we will let women go first. If you'll just tell us who you are and who you're here to speak about, and a little bit about what happened with tonight.
Okay, so my name is Miranda Jones. I'm from Bartow, Florida. I have a missing daughter, Tanaya Leonard. She's been missing for 19 years. I'm also here to represent my cousin Kaya Taylor, who has been missing. They both share the same birthday. Um,
Let's talk a little bit about Tanaya. Tell us the circumstances that Tanaya went missing.
okay, I was 17 years old, this 2002. October the 19th, I left my daughter with her father. At this time, I was not aware if he was her father, um, but I was in the process. I'm sorry, guys. Let me move so that you guys can hear me. Can you hear me?
It's okay. We can hear you fine, and we understand that things are gonna happen in the background. You might hear a couple of things in my background, and we all okay. We're all grown here, and it's all gonna be all right.
Okay, so I left her in the care of her father. When I came to get my daughter, he would not answer the door. I went to my aunt's house to lay down. When I came back, he still would not answer the door. I'm not sure if he was in there. Long story short, I came back the next morning and he battered me. When he battered me, I was in the house for 3 hours. I end up escaping. I went to where he told me my daughter was. It's been 19 years now.
Mm.
I left my daughter there with him. She was asleep, and and my life's just been a living hell ever since. I've had 10 children in total. I've had to fight for all of my kids because they said that I knew where my daughter is. Um, I've been called everything except Miranda Denise Jones.
Exactly. I just have to interject here for a moment because I remember that day, and I remember Auntie. We were sitting in the front room, and Auntie said, "Oh my God, my granddaughter is missing." And
Yeah.
I remember her leaving and me being questioned about it and everything like that. But let's go back to that day. Tell me what you were about. You're talking about your other kids and things like that. But this one specific incident about Tanaya set the stage for all your other kids, and for your life
Have
in the
them. The other
future.
two,
Explain that a
yeah.
little bit.
For the future, I didn't know I was going to have that many children, but my first daughter was taken, and every child after that was taken. I fought for them back. I got majority of them back. It's been a long struggle. I did all that I can that I could. Remind you, I was a baby myself. I was 17 years old when this happened. And I had a daughter a year after, a year exact almost after. And they took her right after I pushed her out. And it's just been, the not
Tell
knowing. The
Gotcha.
not knowing should drive a person crazy. People that has not been through this will never imagine. You know, I've been searching for my daughter. You know, I've had missing and exploited put out age progressions and all of that. As a mother, I feel that my daughter is alive and well. I've looked at it as if she can be deceived. I mean, you have to look at reality. You know, this man is living his life like nothing ever happened. So, with that being said, as a mother, do you give up and say, okay, I have other kids, so forget Tanaya? Not in a million years.
Yeah. Yeah. I it's okay, Miranda. It's hard. It's hard. You as a mother have a missing child.
It's hard because
Yes.
both of you guys and anybody that have went through this journey, Katrina, for your strength to find your sisters and your little cousin. We haven't had any help finding Tanaya. We haven't had help finding Kaya, and we haven't had help finding his daughter.
Right.
But we have
Right.
to start somewhere. My daughter
Absolutely.
did not walk out that apartment, and if something happened to her, who removed her? And that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
I want my daughter back, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes. You
Absolutely.
know,
And, and
even
and now you have the camaraderie of others that are family members of the missing, so you're not alone anymore. So you don't
yeah,
have to feel alone anymore. You don't.
yeah.
We love you, Miranda, and we're here for you.
I love
Yeah,
you
you got
too.
us,
Um,
Yes.
girl.
George, if you don't mind, let's talk a little bit about yourself and who you are and who you represent here tonight.
Okay, well, my name is George Vasquez, and I'm the father of Kelly Marie Vasquez. She went missing. The last time I talked to her actually was sent me a text after I texted her, which was weird because the text she sent me didn't seem like her. She has certain ways of texting, and it seemed off to me. Um, didn't think anything of it at the time, but that weekend, she had gone out with some friends of hers, friends that do drugs, because my daughter is a drug addict. Um, said she was going to the casino in Tampa, and
well,
after that, we lost track of her. Her phones were sold, and then completely cleaned out. The SIMS card taken out of him. Um, we found the phones. They were in the possession of some of a lady. Her name was Courtney. She said she bought them off of Kelly and the guy she was with. Cops have the phone, but can't get into them. Can't get into her iCloud. We don't know why. Um, we found missing items, clothes, shoes, panties, shirt that belonged to her. Um, there was all kinds of clues. Um, her uh, interviewed, but just nothing came of it. Like they said, um, it's like she disappeared into thin air, and it they and the all the police would say, well, maybe she ran away, maybe she didn't want to be found anymore, and I'm like, my daughter is not that person. You don't know her. How can you assume that she's a runaway? You don't know who she is. I know my daughter. She can't live without her phone, and the fact that her phone went into somebody else's possession, and I'm going to be honest with you guys and honest with everybody. My daughter was doing some OnlyFans. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that, to make money. Not something that I'm proud of as a father, but she was trying to make money. She was into drugs heavily, and we've had I've had run-ins with one of the suspects. Um, Him and I have had conversations. He more or less, is a piece of shit in my eyes. He says he has nothing to do with her disappearance. But that's we. And the funny thing is, the police, they don't help. They don't care. And it's funny, we have a detective and we haven't heard from him in over 2 months. And
Are you
Same thing.
serious?
there's so much more to this. Yeah, and there's so much more to this. And then we can talk about more of it next week. But the bottom line is, there's so many clues, and the detective straight up told me they will not do a search warrant to get into her social media because they said there's no sign of foul play. Which there's all kinds of signs of foul play and all kinds of leads leading to foul play. I will be honest, and I know Miranda, it's like she has kids, but that's her daughter, and she's gonna do everything to find her. I have one child, that's her. Kelly's my only child, and I'm gonna do everything to find her. I'm also a realist, and I believe that she's moved on to another life. I hate to be that person, to be like that, but the longer she goes missing, of finding her alive is slim. I try to handle the best I can. I will tell you this: I have a support system. I met a girl, her name is Tiffany, and my God, without her, I don't know how I could have gotten through this. She's amazing, a great woman. She's been there for me from the beginning, and just like you, a great person in my life. Probably the best support system I've had, and and she's been helping me. We've done searches. I've done searches, my own searches on myself. I've gone to convenience stores in the Keysville area, put her name out there, put my number out there. Just no success. Stories that we've heard of what happened beyond realm of reality, I believe, is almost like living a horror movie. Anything from her being beaten to death to her being chopped up and put in a plastic bag going in a river. Those are the stories we're hearing. So we'll continue to. I'm going to do what I can. My ex-wife's going to continue to do what we can. The family's going to do what they can to make sure we find her, dead or alive. We will get closure, and we will just for my daughter.
Absolutely.
I promise you that.
Absolutely. And George, I'm going to tell you this. In Miranda's situation, there is possibly a lead in her daughter being alive. We'll leave that for next week so everybody can
Awesome.
can be on that live and hear about that. We won't go into detail, Miranda, but we will have a lot more information about that. George, I'm actually with you. Being on you don't want to be Debbie Downer, but you also want to be very realistic in the situation, as I am with Kaya. The situation sounds pretty much like Kelly's. Kaya came up missing, just disappeared into thin air, as they say. I don't really believe that is actually what happened, but in reality, that is pretty much what's coming about. I'm sure everyone has seen Finding Kaya page, which Kaya's mom and her aunts, they actually Let me slow down because I'm trying not to get too emotional. Just listening to you guys' story, just even Kaya's mom's family has the Finding Kaya page, and they do post things and updates every day and every other day as much as they can. I do as many interviews as I can and talk about Kaya's case as much as I can to anyone that will listen. So Kaya came up missing February 6, 2020 from Plant City, Florida. Her car was found running and abandoned on Trapnell Road in Plant City, Florida. Passerby actually found her car, called the police, or actually Plant City Police Department, and then Plant City Police Department called Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office because the tracks is, I guess, between Plant City jurisdiction and Hillsborough County jurisdiction. So Hillsborough County said, move the car to the side of the road. So guess what they did? Moved it to the side of the road where it sat for 3 days. And they say the most important time of people that come up missing is 72 hours. Well, by the time someone found the car, reported the car, it was well over 72 hours. Kaya's belongings were in the car. Her phone was actually on the ground in front of her open door. Kaya hasn't been heard from or seen since this time. Kaya's not the kind that will just go up missing. Because Kaya is my half sister, we share the same dad. Anytime that she had any issues with her mom's family, she ran to us. Anytime she had problems with our family, she ran to her mom. So she always had somewhere to go. In fact, the weekend before she came up missing, she was actually at our big sister's house, Natasha, and stayed there with them. So there was no reason that she just would have up and left. My sister was also a drug addict, George. She was on meth, but that does not mean that she doesn't need to be found, as well as Kelly or anyone else. They all deserve to be found. I don't care what it is. I talk about this a lot, especially in Florida. Even animals have more, what's the word I'm trying to say, George? The laws for animals are tighter than our family members that are missing because they're on drugs. That makes no sense. I don't get it. Trying to understand it.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. They're still people, and we still love them, and we still miss them, and there's no reason for the police to say, I'm just gonna just be very candid here. Nah, I'm gonna save that for next week. I appreciate you, Miranda. I appreciate you, George. Is there anything that you guys want to share or ask? Actually, there are questions from Facebook. Let's see.
Oh, they are, okay.
Maria Vasquez, Natasha Burgess says, I'm sorry, Miranda, poor baby. Maria Vasquez says, stay strong. Natasha said, you got us, Miranda. We love you. Natasha says, tell her, George. Actually, I'll put it on the screen. Someone knows something, and none of them ran away. They all want to be found. Maria says Kelly is not a runaway.
That's right.
Very true.
And she's not.
So none of them are runaways. None of them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, like you said before, Katrina, that both of you guys' story are very similar. Um, my daughter, of course, was 11 months at the time, so it makes it just a little different. But neither one of them ran away. They were
Absolutely.
all against their will. The only difference, my daughter did not
Exactly.
know she was being taken against her will. Okay,
Absolutely.
she at the time was a baby who is now 20 years old. It's been 19 long years. And like I said before, we can't give up.
We won't
We
give
can't,
up.
we won't. We won't. You know, my heart go out to you both, include myself because Katrina, that is my little cousin as well. You know, she reached out to me. Remember, I sent you the screenshot where she went, you know, and told me that she wanted to send me something for Christmas and
Right.
everything. And that was a text that I actually missed. I didn't see it. But one day, you know, she her birthday on Facebook. And I say, I didn't know that was your birthday. That's Tania's birthday. You know, and that was actually before she became missing.
Yeah,
You know, it's very devastating. Like,
it is. It is. And
well, we're
and
doing the right thing. This is going to take it to a whole nother level. We
absolutely.
don't have police helping us. Okay, that's fine. We're going to get something done.
Absolutely.
It
Because
starts here.
in
Right.
all, and I've said this 100 times, it's going to take the community to give us our information. The police are no longer doing anything for us and to help us. And I hear that a lot. I hear that with other
That's
families
right.
that are missing.
I can't
Because
hear you, Trina.
okay, I'm sorry.
It's like you're breaking up.
Okay, sorry. I said that I think that our communities are the ones. Oh, we lost her. But again, I think it'll be our community that helps us find answers, no matter what. Um, period. That's gonna be that's gonna be it. Natasha says, funny thing is, if these were the loved ones, oh, their loved ones, they would look for them. You damn right, Natasha. Absolutely.
You're right.
Um,
Katrina, my ex-wife had messaged me. She said that she's been blocked from commenting. I don't know why. Deborah
huh.
Corville says she's
Okay.
been. She says she's been commenting. I don't know why.
Tell her to send me a friend request. What's her name?
Deborah Corville, Debbie
Okay.
Corville. Hold
All
on.
right. Yeah, Debbie's a friend, so I'm not sure why she's blocked from yeah, there's no other risk.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
either.
You know what? Nothing is going. Tell her to text you and have you ask the questions, because nothing is going to stop this from going on. Nothing. So whatever questions that she has or comments that she has, if you will, just have her to send it to you, and we'll go from there. Um.
I'm doing that
Oh,
right now.
Maria Vasquez says the last time the detective called me was on the 23rd of September. And Maria is um your mom, correct?
She's my mom. Yeah, Kelly lived with her for a while, um, off and on as well. So she had a close relationship with Kelly.
Um,
So
can I ask you, was was Kelly living with you
at the
when
time
she
of her
missed?
disappearance, no, she was staying with my mom. She had a boyfriend, which we can get into next week. that introduced her to the drugs that lived close to my mom, so she wanted to live close to him.
Gotcha. We're just gonna go down the list since we have talked about our loved ones and such as that. KG Bentley says, I appreciate your candidness, Mr. Vasquez. I am familiar with your family story, and based on what you have shared, there is definitely a bias with our sheriff department. Absolutely. Andy Willis says,
and just to let everybody know, next week when we do this,
I'm sorry, George, go ahead.
To let everybody know that's right. Next week when we do this on the 27th of January, my daughter's birthday. She will be 22 years old. So,
wow.
Way where put there even more. So,
wow.
You know what? So this is our gift to Kelly. To get her name and her face and her case and everything out to the public, and to have them not take us for a joke. It doesn't matter if they were drug addicts or not. They're
no joke.
They're people. They're family members. They're our loved ones.
That's right. And they deserve that.
That's right. Andy Willis, devastated. Hard to imagine dealing with this. The rate for solving things by the police is terrible. That's an understatement, Mr. Willis. Absolutely. Besides Kelly and Kaya, there's also other women and men that are missing in the Plant City area. Actually, next week we'll also have Brian Hunt, who will be coming on, speaking about Johnny Hunt, who went missing in Tennessee on his way to Florida. That every time I hear that story, it just baffles my mind that not only was he on the way to Florida, but he just disappeared off the face of the earth on the highway. Like, what are the police?
Doesn't happen. How does that happen?
How does a person just come up missing in the thin air? It doesn't. There is something behind it, and that's what the police are supposed to be for. So, what's going on with that? Yeah, it's crazy. Has Mr. Vasquez contacted fans only to learn who she was in last contact with?
Mm.
The thing that started that, and then she started doing oh my god, Snapchat Premium. But again, we won't get any answers from any of these people or any of these companies that are doing these things, because without a warrant, they're not going to give information. And we can't get a warrant because there's not enough being committed. No crime being committed, so they're not going to, the judge in California, where all this is based out of, is not going to give a warrant for us to get into anything. Her Facebook, her Messenger, OnlyFans, Snapchat Premium, nothing. They won't do it.
So until they have a body, that's when they'll do it.
More or less. Got to have a body or a body part.
Have you reached out to Missing and Exploited? Because your daughter, no. I don't know. How old was she? Because if she was over the age of 18, then I don't know if they deal with those cases. But maybe you should try to see if she have.
21.
Okay. All right.
Miss Maria says HCS.
My mom's right. No help.
They're a piece of shit. I'm just gonna put it out there.
Bartow PD is too.
There are pieces of shit. I spoke with a deputy myself, and he was just a piece of crap about it.
Yeah. Like,
So yeah.
like we're bothering them. Got you. The missing struggle, baby.
There.
Good
That's
night.
right.
Good night.